gene. It's the coding, the code. Okay? Now,
As a result, being yellow or green is called phenotype.
phenotype is the trait itself. If it is yellow or if it is green when it comes to pea plant. If is it a blue eye or a green eye, that is a phenotype, the trait itself, the physical feature. Take note of this. Genotype works like a gene. It is a code or the letter. Okay, these letters, these are genotype. Now, phenotype is the trait. It works like a trait. It's the physical feature being inherited. Clear or clearer?
Clear.
Both clear.
Okay, do we understand what genotype and phenotype is?
Yes.
To clearly visualize how alleles are distributed amongst descendants, we can use a diagram called the Punnett square.
This is our lesson. It's supposed to be for tomorrow, but we're getting an overview.
You just place the different alleles on both axes, and then you figure out the possible combinations. Let's look at Mendel's P's, for example. Let's write the dominant yellow allele as an uppercase Y, and the recessive green allele as a lowercase y. The uppercase y always overpowers its lowercase friend, so the only time you get green babies is if you have two lowercase y's.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, here are the questions. Are you ready? That is a Punnett square. The 4 squares in there, that's called Punnett square. It is named after that scientist from a long time ago. His last name was Punnett. That's why it's named after him. It is used to predict what are the traits being passed on to that very generation. Clear or clear?
Clear.
Now, first question. You gotta raise your hand if you want to answer and do not talk. What is the phenotype of double capital letter Y?
I wish I could answer that.
I repeat, what is the phenotype of a double capital letter Y?
The traits.
Leo,
Color yellow.
color yellow pea plant. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's dominant and it is homozygous dominant. So for sure, the trait is gonna be yellow pea plant. Next question. What is the phenotype of who are you? Davis James AB. I don't know you. Okay. What is the phenotype of a genotype double small letter G? I mean small letter Y. Ray. You want me to repeat the question?
Wasn't it green?
Green, very good. Because again, that is homozygous recessive. It's this class, it's that one. The bottom right. Okay?
That look like
This
a
is
dog.
Spider-Man.
Alright. What is the phenotype of a mixed capital letter Y and a small letter Y? Elvin? What is that?
Yellow.
Yellow. It's gonna be still yellow. Y class.
Feel it?
The small letter Y is green and the capital letter Y is for yellow. Why is it gonna be yellow? Leo?
Because yellow is dominant.
Because the yellow is
More dominant.
dominant. Very good.
I feel like that's not even the way I know.
Class, do we understand? Do we understand this?
Yes.
In Mendel's first generation, the yellow homozygous P mom will give each P kid a yellow dominant allele, and the green homozygous P dad will give a green recessive allele. So all the P kids will be yellow heterozygous. Then, in the second generation, where the two heterozygous kids marry, their babies could
They're both hetero. That means they were the capital Y and the small y. The mix. The mix. Let's go back to the Punnett square class.
So they just kiss and they just have.
The second generation are these ones. This one, the top right, and the bottom left. So those are the mixed ones, the heterozygous. Are you following?
Yes.
Okay.
green recessive allele. So all the P kids will be yellow heterozygous. Then, in the second generation, where the two heterozygous kids marry, their babies could have any of the three possible genotypes, showing the two possible phenotypes in a 3-to-1 proportion. But even peas have a lot of characteristics. For example, besides being yellow or green, peas may be round or wrinkled.
So this is an example of another allele. Look at these two class. They are both what color? Yellow, but this one is a wrinkled yellow and this is a plain yellow.
Wait,
You see?
what's
That
the
is an
difference-
allele.
What's the difference about a wrinkle?
Do you understand?
It's not.
So this is a round,
I bet.
smooth yellow
No.
and a round, wrinkled yellow. That means they are an allele, the same gene but variation of that gene. They're both yellow, but the other one's a wrinkled yellow. Is that clear?
Yes.
That is an example of allele. Okay? Huh?
We could have all these possible combinations. Round yellow peas, round green peas, wrinkled yellow peas, and wrinkled green peas. To calculate the proportions for each genotype and phenotype, we can use a Punnett square too. Of course, this will make it a little more complex. And lots of things are more complicated than peas, like, say, people. These days, scientists know a lot more
Alvin.
about genetics and heredity, and there are many other ways in which some characteristics are inherited. But it all started with Mendel and his peas.
I can do that.